Oh my God! Look at this.
Are we on? Are we ready?
That's perfect, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Are the good people of Coyne coming online?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
What's up? I'm right here. Oh my God! Look at this shit. This is Sarah. She's got a camera to see what she's doing through her phone light because she puts this on Facebook Live too.
Very fancy. She's really out doing it.
Who is this Jenny?
This is Sarah Semple, and I have to be careful, but she is one of the women that works at Coyne. That is a
Hi, Sarah.
That is a real. That's a real fucking rock star.
Nice.
And you ready? Who's bundled?
What does that mean?
Remember we were just.
Bundle up?
Remember we were just talking about saving money. She's one of.
Good girl.
She's one of the females I know that really, hits it out of the park when it comes to the loot.
I'm glad that's how you introduced me.
What do you mean?
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm good friends with Mark. You could just say something like that. We shoot the shit every once in a while.
Hi, Doug. Hi, Jody. Hi, Allie. Oh, my daughter's watching Instagram Live. She's the best.
I told you, she's got the Facebook Live.
Sarah, one of the teachers that I work with came up to me and said her sister-in-law, Jenny, works at Coyne.
Who?
Who is this Jenny? Is there a Jenny?
Jen Launchy.
Maybe. I don't know the lady's last name. It was kind of my first day, and I was a little overwhelmed.
How many Jens do we have? We got...
Like 10.
Oh, my gosh. All right, I'll get the real name for next month.
Does she have 2 N's or 1?
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. So it's this teacher's sister-in-law, and she said that she saw me on Cooking with Coyne. And I thought, well, I have to find out who this Jen is.
You hear that? Crazy. We have Cletus Fox is on.
Hello, Cletus. How you doing?
Cletus Fox is he takes care of the Firehouse subs, the sandwiches, and they're going to have a big buffet tomorrow. But he didn't want to grab me a sandwich tomorrow.
Is it like buffet Fridays? Is that what it is?
No, the client's coming in.
Oh, nice. Oh, there we go. It's a client.
Yeah.
Are you drinking the water or the iced tea?
I think I'm going to go with the ice.
All right, I'm going to have the water then. Cheers. Cheers. Today we are cooking with Coyne.
Oh, that's good ice. Oh boy, and I was a little parched.
Were you surprised that the iced tea was so good? Can you guys see who's on your Teams page? I've never used Teams before.
Yeah, but I only have. Oh, you want me to flip this over here?
Have you guys ever used Teams? Oh wow, that's so cool. So now you have 3 people plus us.
We got Pascal.
Blaze Pascal?
Pascal is in the morning. I send out a song every day.
Oh, sounds like us in math class.
Pascal, I miss you.
I miss you guys too. I miss everybody.
Hi, Pascal. Oh, there she is. Hi, I'm up here, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Pascal.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Pascal, I miss you because we had to fill all those candies today.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. What do we got? We got bubble gum, Mike and Ike, M&Ms, and fun size Hershey bars.
Nice.
So far.
Normally I would have come in today, but I had an appointment for my first dose of the vaccine.
Nice.
Oh, did you
How
get
do you
it?
feel tonight?
Yeah, I got it. The appointment was right in my town, so I didn't want to go to Parsippany today.
Yeah, Laura got it. Both, right?
Yeah, I got both.
How was the second one?
The second one, I have to say, and advanced age, my middle age, it was rough. It was
That's what I'm
rough. I had
That's
some,
what I'm hearing from everybody.
yeah, I'm hearing the older people are fine. It's people like us, 50-ish, that we're getting affected.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm not looking forward to the second one, but gotta do it.
Yeah. Everybody-
Anybody get the vaccine over here on our Facebook and our Instagram side? I had
I can't even believe it. She's got Instagram going and Facebook too at the same time. I'm not that fortunate enough.
That's all right. You're better off. Hello.
Hey, Albie.
Oh, Allie, how are you?
Hey, Allie.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Good.
Are you cooking this today too?
Yeah. Tim really wants me to do it, so.
All right.
Husband.
All right. Did I give you the recipe?
I sent it to him.
Okay, good.
Well, where'd you get yours from?
Wherever it is, allrecipes.com.
No.
What?
You sent the recipe, Mark, or just the ingredients? Ingredients.
I sent the ingredients.
All right.
Could you send this back around, Mark? I couldn't find it.
Oh, we got a bunch of people, Mark.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have like 10 people. We might be ready to go.
Hold on, Cletus.
49 and 8 halves. Oh, one of my friends is announcing their age. Doug, Doug, you can't be 49 and 8 halves old. We were in the same grade. What were you, like a savant that you were so advanced? Allie, do you have your ingredients out? Like you're cooking? You're really cooking. All right. Is anybody else in their kitchen?
I'm in my kitchen. I'm cooking.
All right. What are you making, Pascal?
See, they're all making this?
Fast and I can't keep up.
Pascal.
You have to like replay on slow speed. Shall we? Look how many people you have. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm sending it right now.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Hello.
What's he have on his head?
Oh, it was just an ad.
Oh, 49 and 8 halves. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you're funny.
All right,
Doing
Cletus.
4th grade math with me.
Cletus, I just sent it.
Don't forget, I'm in 2nd grade this year. We're not doing fractions.
All right, we're ready to go.
All right. Shall we lower that music?
Christian Sands.
Well, hello and welcome, the good people of Coyne. This afternoon, we are cooking with Coyne, one of the best PR firms globally. My people tell me. And today we are cooking meatloaf, and it's got a fancy name. It's called Meatloaf Wellington. So even though there's a fancy name, the part that's Wellington are good old American crescent rolls. All right, that's my oven heating up. For those of you actually cooking this evening, go ahead and set your oven on 350. And if you have convection bake, put it on convection bake. Otherwise, you can just do a regular bake. And if you want, you can get your some kind of a Corningware Pyrexy thing. If you have a Dutch oven, that'll work too. If you have none of these, if you have disposable aluminum, that will work too. The recipe actually says a cookie sheet, but sometimes I feel that there's a little runoff of the juice from the meat. So I would just use something with a little bit of a lip. Any questions so far? All right. So first, you're going to chop your onion. It's 1 onion, and you're going to chop it pretty small. I chopped mine, and I started to saute it because, you know, it takes a long time to saute. So I would say turn your burners on, get your onion chopped, and And what I do, even though the recipe calls for a little bit of butter, you know, I'm really an olive oil person. If you want, put a little bit of butter. It's always going to give it great flavor. And we're going to saute. And, you know, these recipes always underestimate the onion. They say saute till translucent, 5 minutes. It's never 5 minutes, is it, Mark? Way too fast.
Depends on the heat. Depends on the heat.
Well, I think we should tell Mr. Gordon that Mrs. Gordon needs a new stove. Because that, I got that electric, I still can't cook on.
I hate it. Terrible. Terrible.
Allie, how you doing there? Did you chop your onion like earlier?
No, I'm sauteing right now.
Oh, good. She's sauteing. All right, good.
It's on the pan.
Very nice. Hey, Brian. Hey, Allie. Hey, Jody. Hey, Doug. Hey, Allie. Hey, Pascal.
Hey.
All right, guys. So what we can do meanwhile, I sometimes like to bring my chopped meat to room temperature just because it's easier to work with. And depending on whether or not you like getting your hands in the meat, you can actually put gloves on. Nitrile gloves that, you know, doctors and nurses use work really well. I don't mind getting my hands into this because it's only one meatloaf. But if I'm making meatballs, one of the things I like is just put those gloves on because you're sitting there rolling, and it just gets a little annoying. But this should be good enough. You don't need gloves. Make sure your hands are washed, and we're going to start to add our ingredients. So I'm doubling my recipe. This calls for 1.5. This is 3 pounds of chopped meat. Mark always buys me extra. I think Mark wanted me to cook one ahead of time. I missed that memo. Not really good with my emails.
Oh my God.
Anybody else there miss a memo? So the recipe calls for 1 egg because I have so much meat, I'm doubling. So you're going to crack your 2 eggs and you're going to beat your eggs till just so the white disappears.
Folks, I realize I have a lot of work to do on my public speaking when I cook. I'm nuts and bolts.
Do you?
I'm
You
nuts
just
and
show
bolts.
here down. All right, guys. We're taking our egg and we are adding it to our chopped meat. We're just gonna let it sit. Now, Mark, tell me, do you think that if you overwork the meatloaf, it just gets sticky, right? So just put the little eggs in and let them sit. We're gonna wait till the other ingredients are ready.
Little is more.
Yeah, less is more in this case. Make sure you're giving your onions a little bit of a stir so they don't stick. You just want them to get a little soft. If they start to brown a little bit, that's fine too. And I'm going to scrape the bowl because, you know, you want to get all the liquid that you can. And you'd be surprised how much you get with this little scraper. I feel like it's a little bit of a life hack. You don't realize how much you're missing until you get one of these things. So we got our egg. Now, one of the things that I like is that for meatloaf, I make it like my meatballs. And when I'm making my meatballs, I like to smell the ingredients, and that's how I know there's enough. I'll follow the recipe, but if it doesn't smell like it's got that nice mix of flavor, I'll just keep adding. So we're going to go with the next ingredient, and that is Parmesan cheese. We got this Locatelli Romano. Whatever you have in the house, I'm doubling it. It's meant to be a half. I'm giving it a whole cup.
You can never have enough cheese.
I know. And that's why I'm not putting this away, because I bet you a nickel I'm going to add some in a bit. Then we have our Progresso flavored breadcrumbs. Calls for a half a cup, but we're giving it a whole cup again because we're doubling. And I am doing math. I think doubling might be second grade math. We call that doubles facts. So we have our breadcrumbs. We have our cheese. We have our salt. This calls for 1 teaspoon. Because I have the double size, I'm going to add 2. One thing I'm going to say about salt, try and always use iodized salt. As Americans, we don't have enough iodine in our diet. Coming from someone who has thyroid issues, you need as much iodine as you can get. And let's see. So I may disappoint Mark. I always use powdered garlic powder for my meatballs. Recipe calls for a quarter teaspoon. Yeah, that's way too, that's not enough. We're just going to lay it on. We're going to cover that cheese so it looks like the garlic. And we're going to take our onions. Allie, take your onions off the stove. They should be starting to be a little translucent. We can wait to add them till the end, but just take them off the heat. So we got who else do we have on? We have our Meatloaf Wellington. We added our onion. We sauteed our onion. We have an egg. We have our ground beef, the breadcrumbs, the Parmesan cheese, the salt. We're going to add a little bit of ground black pepper. If you don't have ground, if you don't want to use ground, you can actually grind it and just add a little bit. Make sure it covers your garlic so it looks good. And a pinch of parsley. If you have fresh parsley, use fresh parsley. It is even better. Today we are living La Vida Costco. This big giant parsley from Costco. I think I bought it a month ago. It's almost gone. Clearly I used a lot of parsley. And I make my daughter cut the parsley, chop the parsley when I get the fresh because it's just so good. All right, we added everything we needed. Now we're going to put our onions in. Allie, you ready with the onions?
I'm ready.
Here she goes. Me?
What the hell is that?
I got 100 alarms on this phone telling me what to do. That's the alarm that says go downstairs and exercise. But we are cooking with Coyne today, so there is no exercising.
You sure you didn't do PR in a different life?
Okay, Allie, we ready to mix? Do you glove up when you?
The only time I use gloves is when I'm handling people's computers.
Okay. All right, so you're
Joe.
not going to mix too much. You're just going to mix so that it gets combined. Because the more you handle chopped meat, the tougher it gets. And you do not want a meatloaf that does not taste well. Does not taste good, excuse me. Allie, watch your hands on that onion. It's a little hot, obviously.
I really have to amp up my game.
Seriously, Mr. Mark.
I got no showmanship.
Seriously,
No
Mr. Mark.
showmanship.
All right, so what you're going to do, you should start to smell the aroma coming off your chopped meat. It smells really good. Now, some people like to add a little milk to this mix. That's fine. If you feel it's a little dry, you can put in another egg. You can add 1 tablespoon at a time, a little water. You can add a little milk. Depends. I'm listening.
You know, one of the things is when you buy your meat and you're buying ground beef, the first thing is, man, you always want to check the date. Go to the back because the more the meat is exposed to air, the quicker it's going to degrade or go bad on you. So that's one thing. The other thing is when you're making meatloaf, buy a little leaner meat because you're going to end up with you're just going to cook the grease right out of it.
You got it. All right, now I'm going to give this a nice little sniff.
You'll make a quenelle stovetop. Okay.
I don't think it has enough aroma. I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to add more cheese.
You want me to just add the cheese?
Mark is going to add the cheese.
I'll add the cheese. Go liberal with the cheese. You're better off adding cheese and lighter on the salt.
Yeah, because your cheese has a lot of salt, and I'm also going to add a little parsley.
That's banging right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'd eat that like steak tartare,
Seriously.
man.
Do you know, I knew a nice Italian lady, a nice older Italian lady. She used to eat the meat to taste it, to make sure it
It's not
tastes.
gonna kill you.
To make sure it tastes good. I mean, I guess if I am having beef tartare or carpaccio, what's the difference, right? Just the quality?
Yeah, it's raw.
Allie, what are you grinding over there?
I don't think that's her.
Who's got a... What was that? Who's got a garbage disposal?
Is that a fire alarm?
Oh, that.
All right, now that smells like a nice meatloaf. You got to give it a little bit of a sniff. Guys, we're almost done. We're 15 minutes into this. This is a nice, quick meal. All right. So now, Mark, if you would be so good, go ahead, smell it. He's eating it. He's actually tasting it.
Oh, that's good.
It's good, right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Did you ever have sushi?
That won't kill you. It's not going to kill you.
You know, if you have sushi, that's kind of what it is. Or if you have ever had beef carpaccio, it's raw. Not everybody, cares for it, but it's all right.
There's more germs on a door handle than in all that combined. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
All right. So this may
But
be...
not the coin door handles.
No, that's because we have those things that absorb sunlight and kill germs that we change every 30 or 45 days. I can't remember, but we have.
Filters or UV lights?
No, it's a piece of material that's on the door handles. And then,
Oh, I never heard of that.
well, we're cutting edge over there.
Yeah, this I don't like this pan for this. This is not big enough. So I am going to adjust myself midway through. We do that in school. If the lesson's not going the right way, you adjust in the middle of it. This is too small for the 3 pounds that Mr. Mark bought. I'm going to go get the Pyrex. Sir? So I don't have to wash my hands again? Would you be so
Right
kind?
here.
It's going to be right there.
This guy. All right, here we go.
All right, so whomever's cooking, you have to have a pan that you want it to have a little air on the outside. This was a little tight. If you only got the 1.5, thank you. If you only got the 1.5 that the recipe called for, it might fit. Thanks, Mark.
Sure.
So you want to shape it into a nice oval. One thing I noticed about meatloaf, you don't want to make your ends so tight that they're a different width than the rest of the meatloaf, because the end is going to cook faster than the middle, and you don't want that. You want it to all cook the same.
And the end is the best piece.
Second one.
I think that was Cletus. Oh, there's Susan Murphy.
Cletus, we didn't hear you, honey. Hi, Miss Brooke. Oh, yeah. Polly and Princel 4. Reflect. We are adjusting midway through. All right. If you want, you can put a little olive oil on top of this. There's enough fat in that meat that's inherent that you don't even have to. We are going to cook this total 40 minutes. You want to make sure your internal temperature is 160 degrees. I feel like I should have a whiteboard, like I'm in math class. 160 degrees. You need to make sure it's cooked. The last 10 minutes, you're going to add your crescent roll. So I'm going to put it in for a few minutes, and then give me a minute, and we'll take it out, and we'll demonstrate how you're going to add the crescent rolls.
Hey, Mark,
All right?
Yes.
can you put a little Master Orchard's apple butter on top of that?
Oh,
Yes, you could. You could have that apple butter right on top, and then you're going to put your crescent rolls on. So we're going to slam this in the oven real quick. We're going to play pretend.
We're going to pretend like we're Rachel Ray. I'm going to wash my hands. And we're going to take any questions meanwhile. We'll have a question and answer session.
You have to be very careful of Joe Gargiulo.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
So I was wondering, with the people at Coyne, who's the veteran there? Who's been there the longest? I'm just curious, making a little conversation.
Tom.
Mr. Coyne.
Because Tom founded the company.
Yes. We have a question. Can you repeat the cooking instructions?
Oh, yes. Shall I read?
What's the temperature?
160.
Internal. That's the
Internal.
internal temperature.
Oh,
External.
The oven, the oven's at 350.
350, yeah.
So get that oven preheated ahead of time.
Yeah, I put the oven on when I start. Now, I don't know where our like plain old meat thermometer went. My husband, apparently this one just showed up in the drawer. I always use a meat thermometer, even though it's just a meatloaf and it's kind of a staple food. You really have to make sure it's cooked through. And I know Mark sent out the
You got the ingredient list.
ingredients, and I'll make sure that you get the actual recipe so you can see the internal temperature. But just write down 160. Honey, where's the regular meat thermometer?
You're holding it?
Where did the other one go?
That's okay.
What?
So just remember, we're going to cook this. We're going to go, was it 40 minutes?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. You're going to take it out of 40, and then you're going to put on your crescent rolls. We're going to demonstrate that in a minute. We're just trying to get, just pretend. That's
So
what we're
take
doing.
out a little Post-it
Okay.
and write down oven 350 degrees. Meatloaf 40 minutes 40. Now, give or take, you're going to put your meat thermometer in. Internal temperature, meaning stick it in the middle, in the fattest part of the meatloaf. 160 degrees. 160.
Now, if you don't have a thermometer, I'm going to teach you guys a trick. You can use a skewer,
Huh?
and you'd put it in the meat, okay? So you had it in the meat, and then what you would do is, if you put it right here, you will actually feel how hot it is. So you don't want it to be like this, but you'll be able to feel the difference from the center going out, how hot and cold it is.
We do that with a lasagna.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
We take a little butter knife when we cook a lasagna. And I did it last night with shepherd's pie. Rich did it. I was on the bike by the time it came out. You just put it in the center of whatever you're making, shepherd's pie, lasagna. You pull it out. If this part of the knife is cold, you need to cook it more or cool. It has to really be the same temperature all the way through. Allie, you're very attentive.
What's that, Joe?
Yeah, when you burn your skin, when you do it that way, what do you do for burns? What do you recommend?
Silvadine is what you can get. Used to be prescription only. You can get it over the counter now. It's called silver sulfadiazine. I wanted to be a pharmacist in a former life. That's the best. If you have little kids, just take the diaper cream. That'll do too. But there's nothing better than ice. Ice for at least the first hour.
I think you just... I think if you were surprised how often a chef uses a thermometer, that's all, like when they have it in their pocket, that's all show. Rarely does the chef pull out a thermometer and like check a hamburger like they show you on those YouTube videos.
Well, clearly I'm not a chef. I'm an amateur. I use it all the time, to be honest. I even use it on salmon. Mark is so experienced. He probably can... There's, I guess, doneness is what they call it. Mark can touch the doneness of the fish, of the chicken, of the meat, and feel how cooked that is by how squishy it is. I think doneness is a fancy word for squishy. If it's squishy, it's not cooked. If it's really hard, it's well done. If it's medium, it's medium rare. And Mark, wait, there's a trick. There's a trick.
Hold on. Somebody just recommended, Aisha recommended toothpaste on a burn.
Oh, toothpaste too. All you got to do, listen, anything works. The toothpaste, anything that you buy at the pharmacy works. It's getting the oxygen off the burn. That's what the toothpaste does too. The oxygen brings the pain. Mark, what's the thing where the chefs go like this and they do this and it's medium? Oh yeah.
So,
watch this, guys. This is unbelievable.
So this here, right? So if you're grilling a piece of meat, right? And you touch it like this, that's going to be rare. That'll be medium, and that'll be well. And you should be able to feel that. Like you're cooking a piece of salmon. If you press this down, you'll notice in between the two muscles, it'll break away. That's cooked.
Oh, wait. What's that? Rich is over there going like this. No, come over here and show us. I got to put lipstick on.
But Richie eats all his meat well done.
Never. You do it on the wrist, Mark.
What's that?
Do that whole thing on the wrist, not on your palm?
No, right here.
On that little pad
Right
of your thumb.
Right there?
Honey, come show us.
Oh my God, this is just chill. Anyway.
Just leave me out of it.
Yeah, Richie's very shy.
Well, he's coming over and he's like giving
He's
suggestions.
very shy.
Push it, touch it.
What? He's very fresh.
How about we bring that out?
Yeah,
and
ready,
we start
guys?
the next step, right? And then we get everybody on. We got Grover Washington Jr. with Mercy, Mercy Me.
Mark is talking about the.
Now, a real chef wouldn't use mittens. They would just go in and grab that.
Oh yeah, I did that the other day, and I
Right
wound
out
up
of the
soaking
oven.
my hand in ice for like an hour and a half.
It's not. Yes.
Do you ever increase the temperature of the stove while you're cooking it just because it's going slow?
No, you just leave it in longer.
What you really want to do is you want to get yourself a thermometer and put it in your oven like it'll hang, and then you'll really know. Most ovens are under temperature.
Right.
Well, if you know that, Joe, why are you asking?
No, I don't know that. I said, right, confirm, copy, yes.
Okay. All right. Here.
All right, so I cleaned the island just so you
This
know.
is it, man.
Can you guys see this, or do I need to move the pan?
No, they can see that. This is like making pate en croûte.
Mark is very fancy. This is just crescent roll on meatloaf, guys. It's called Meatloaf Wellington. Now, I am going to use a little math here.
Math.
Yes. Do you guys know what the shape of Tostitos Scoops are? Raise your hand.
Round.
No, for real. Does anybody know? Anybody with the good people of Coyne? Does anyone have any idea what the shape of scoops are?
I hear them all typing.
No Googling. Take a guess. Type it in the chat. I want to hear from everybody. I'm hearing round. What does my chat say? My chat's blowing up. I'm seeing round. I'm seeing square. I'm seeing triangular. Triangular's getting a little closer. They are hexagons. Why are they hexagons? Who said it? Say it again.
Hexagon?
Yeah. Why are they hexagons?
Isn't it like evenly cooked?
Evenly spaced. There's no waste. There's no waste. And why would who makes them? Tostitos? Why would Tostitos want to waste their dough? What they do is I'm showing you because there's a rectangle of crescent rolls and there's triangles. Hexagons are made of triangles. If anybody's in the design department at Coyne, you know this. There's a fancy math word called tesselate. That means they go next to each other with no gaps. There's no waste, and it's a really neat design pattern. And if the designers are not tessellating, I need to come in and give them a little math lesson. So all we're going to do, I'm teasing, right? I just always have to talk about math. We're literally just laying the crescent rolls back to back. The way they come off the rectangle is how you lay them. If the long end is over here, the short end is over here, you put the long end over here, and you just overlap. Any questions from the good people of Coyne? And look, don't get nervous. My grandmother used to say this. Don't get nervous if your dough breaks. You can mend it. Life is hard. Dough is easy. All right, so I got the fat end, skinny end. I'm going to go skinny fat.
Yeah, we should make apple tartine.
What's that? Rich likes anything apple.
That's apples, and you have a piece of puff pastry, and you put your apples in and cinnamon.
That's what we're doing next time, guys.
And then
we're doing dessert.
Then you're going to blow that out with your ice cream.
Oh. All right, so look, look, I got to double check it myself, because even though I know about the whole tessellating thing. And guys, next time at a party, when there's a trivia question, make sure you say, does anybody know what Tostitos shape is? Now you know it's a hexagon. And by the way, if you ever bought those crackers at Costco, those, what are they called, Rich? They're actually hexagons. Tostitos actually, not Tostitos, the Scoops. I said it the wrong way. What's the shape of a scoop? Look how nervous I am. I'm not even asking the right questions. They are Tostitos, but they're scoops. All right, I got fat, skinny. I'm doing skinny, fat. Nothing against skinny people, nothing against fat people. Just layering. And you want to cover it up. This is what makes it fancy. I got this recipe from my aunt. My cousin actually gave it to me, and she said, it's my mother's, so I have to give my aunt props. This goes on 30 minutes into it. It's only the last 10 minutes. So whatever you're doing, don't put it on now. This is just a little demo because Miss Laura didn't cook one ahead of time for Mr. Mark. And then you're going to go back in the oven for your 10 minutes.
Okay.
Any questions about the hexagons? And that's a wrap, people.
That's a wrap.
Any questions from the good people of Coyne?
Nothing. It always gets quiet at the end.
Oh. Well, if you don't want to ask your question, please type it in the chat.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I've been Zooming at school, since last March. We finally just got permission to go into all of our schools. I happen to be in 2 schools, but I've been restricted to 2 classrooms for the past 8 months. And I just got permission to go in. So I actually stood over a child 6 feet away and went, no, write it over there.
Yay.
I have a question.
Yes, please, Miss Pascal.
How do you open the crescent roll?
All right, I love this. Can I do this?
Sure.
All right, Pascal, this is the best part. So there is a little silver thing. There's
Right.
and it says start here. It does say start here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So, you gotta really get in there. But somehow when you're pulling this off, you're gonna pull the label off. Now, don't throw it away because the directions are there if you're actually using it to make crescent rolls. Obviously, we're not doing that tonight. Ready, Pascal? It's real hard. Open. Isn't that the best?
Can you use your husband's head?
Seriously, I was just going to say, and if you have an argument with your significant other, you just take your anger out on that open crescent roll. And now, do you guys have people in your family that like the dough? My family fights over this, and they eat the triangles.
Somebody asked, what's a good side dish? You got to go with mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. And I have to tell you, I just bought, I have a bunch of potatoes over here. You can cut them, you can put them with olive oil and some rosemary, throw them in the oven next to the meatloaf. If you just want to make mashed potatoes from the flakes, I did that with the shepherd's pie. I know Mark is saying, oh my gosh, you're doing that. No, really. That the Bob's that makes all that fancy flour, his mashed potato bag was actually less expensive than the Idaho or whatever it was. And those potatoes were delicious on top of this shepherd's pie that I did yesterday. I was pleasantly surprised.
Don't forget roasted potatoes, too.
Oh, that's what I just said when you were texting and not paying attention to me.
But, you should be buying a lot of potatoes because they're throwing out half the crop because with all the restaurants closed and everything, they're not selling French fries.
All right, so people go out and buy potatoes. This is a potato public service announcement.
It is.
What other questions do we have in the chat? The chat is blowing up, Mr. Mark. It's
Ask
actually not.
away.
I'm just saying.
Ask away.
If you say that, it gets people to put their questions in. Well, at least that happens when you're dealing with little kids in the 2nd grade. Anybody else have any questions?
We were supposed to coat. I think we were supposed to coat the.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
With the egg.
We can do that. That was optional. We're gonna do it.
Good question, Cletus. Please hold.
Cletus is keeping me honest. All right, it's an egg whitewash, Mark.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
put it in there.
All right, we're going back to a little egg. Oh, my eggs are right here. Here we go.
And they have the Eggland Best sign on the bottom.
Oh, because that's your client. You should have told me. I actually do buy them all the time. All right, guys, 1 egg. Do you keep the yolk or?
You could use it all.
All right. So we're just cracking the egg?
One-handed.
One-handed. I have a little thing I use. I cheat if I'm separating. And you're going to beat this egg a little bit. Just make sure your white mixes with your yolk. What do you put, a tablespoon of water?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right.
Use a little milk. That'll give you sugar.
And you know what? The crescent rolls are sweet. So I'm not going to add that. I'm just going to add a little tablespoon of water. Excuse me. Tablespoon, water. This just thins out your egg, and it's what's called an egg wash. As a matter of fact, we're making Easter bread in a couple of weeks for our Italian tradition, and we do an egg wash over that too. So it's going to be a little bit thin. And here's my fancy tool. Ready? Dollar Tree. Yeah. Little brush, Dollar Tree. I think it comes 3 to a pack, so it's a 33 center. And you just take it, you dip, and you paint. We keep talking about like design, painting, hexagons. Do we have anybody from the design department of Coyne on here?
Paul Z is.
Paul, I'd like you to come in and do a geometry lesson for my second graders, please. I need to get more people in the math part of the right side of the brain. The creative math, my favorite part.
Look at that. Oh my God, that's going to be tremendous. That's going to be a badass meatloaf. And meatloaf is always good the next day cold. You know, it's one of those fail-safes.
So good. And the longer it sits, I think, the better it gets. So if you wanted to cook it without the crescent rolls a day ahead, cook it the next day, just those last 10 minutes with the crescent rolls, I think the more it sits, the better flavor it is. So we ready to put it back? Cletus is happy with the egg wash. Will we say?
He is. Go ahead.
We're going to put it back in.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wow.
So I know Mark gave you guys the recipe in case your email from him gets buried. I have it on my Facebook and my Instagram, and I have a little YouTube now too. It's called Sassy Classy Lashy. And it's all there. The links to the recipes are all in the feed.
Allison Bodie wants to know, do you have to grease the bottom of the pan before putting the meatloaf in it?
Good idea. I was going to do it, and I thought twice. But you're right, Allison. I should have. You can either put a little. Oh, that's Allie.
Yeah.
You can put a little. Thank you, Allie. You could put a little butter if you're butter people, or you could put a little olive oil. I like the olive oil. Of course, you can use vegetable oil. I'm partial to olive oil. I like the polyphenols. It's good for you. Absolutely, perfectly fine. Yeah.
If you're using 85-15 meat, you're not going to need that because that meat's going to have a lot of grease in it.
Okay.
You know.
But if your meat is a little leaner,
I would use a little grease.
All right.
All right. So
Thank you.
thank
I think
you.
we're going to sign off.
Thanks, guys. That's a wrap. I appreciate the good people of Coyne tuning in today. We will see you next time.
Next time.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you, Laura.
Is salmon next time? We're doing salmon?
We can do salmon.
No, I don't like salmon.
All right, he
I
doesn't
got
like
a
salmon.
I got a
I
full.
want dessert.
I'll do salmon without Mark one day.
I
Come
got-
to my Facebook.
I got a salmon phobia. All right, we're checking out.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye bye.